Welcome to adilas. This is a tutorial that's going to cover the payroll homepage. From the main switchboard homepage, under System Liabilities, under the main heading of System Liabilities, you would go down to Payroll Homepage. And this is obviously a permission that needs to be assigned. It's fairly important to know that payroll should only be assigned to those that are actually involved in processing the payroll, because there's a lot of it differs, but there's a lot of payroll laws and regulations that cover the employee as far as disclosure of information and things like that. But and we do have it set to where when the checks are printed out that the data is hidden, and that's covered under the expense receipts for payroll. But anyway, we're going to go to the payroll homepage. Once we go to that payroll homepage, at the top of this page, of course, is a help file for you. But under that, and one of the most important links in here is to set up the actual state withholding and payroll taxes, and that is covered under another tutorial. I will show you that page, fairly quickly, and you can make changes to this page and update your wage limits and things of that nature. And back on the payroll homepage, the next link is the department homepage. This will take you to your departments where you can actually search and see who is assigned to different departments. You have all your employees here. Sometimes this is handy to where you can actually drill down to a person and change their hourly rate. And if I go back, most of these pages will have a link at the top that will take you back to the payroll homepage. The View Paycheck and Withholding Totals gives you a comprehensive look of what withholdings had been taken out. In other words, the federal, state, the Social Security, Medicare, state unemployment, and federal unemployment. So this is where you can pull the reports for those. You also have a link here that deals with year-end totals for your 1099s and your W-2s. And if I click on that you have where you can search and limit by your people or your businesses. Same thing with the employees or whomever that you have previously paid. And most all of these links up here I do cover in another tutorial, so you have more of an idea of how to set those up. Going back again to the payroll homepage, over on the left-hand side is updating invoice payroll status. And if you have an invoice number that you know specifically that you want to include in a payroll, you can go get that invoice. You can also search individual invoices or search only certain types of invoices, like parts only, labor, rentals, any different types of invoices. You can limit it by location, salespeople, status, invoice dates. And basically what you're doing over here is you're pulling the invoices and you're marking them as okay for payroll, so that they'll be included in. That's if you have the person set up to be paid off of invoices, in other words, off commission, a percentage of what the actual profit on the line item or on the total invoice is. You can also update payroll status by stock units. So these are serial units where if you're paying a person off of a serialized unit, they would be updated here. Underneath that is calculate new payroll, and I do have a tutorial that tells how to calculate payroll, but you basically would choose your person here and set their pay period, and once you set the pay period, it will maintain that default for you until you have all of the personnel paid for that period, and then additionally it will walk that forward, so that on the next pay period you should have the date should be correct for you on your pay period. Commission period usually is the same as pay period. It doesn't have to be, and that's where you're paying commissions off of invoices and serialized units to different salespeople. Your actual payday, obviously that would be the day that your payroll is going to run, and then you would hit calculate and it would take you to the next step, which is creating the pay stub. After the pay stub, you would create and print out the check for the person. Below that is search paychecks and payroll. You have where you can again look at your payroll and your withholding totals, and you also have a report, advanced report settings. And on the advanced report settings, you can put in a date range here at the top, and you can actually calculate through here whatever other types of items that you want to sum up for that person. And some of this may be holiday pay, it may be where you've paid garnishments or child support, or you might just be pulling any of the normal withholding taxes that are withheld from that. So then if I go back to that, you also can include inactive users when you're searching, and you can pull a date range, and you can also pull a year, so you can pull any of the previous, I think it's 5 or 6 years. It depends on how many years you have had your company set up that you've been tracking the payroll. You can also mark units and invoices as paid down here at the bottom, and this marks the invoices that are paid on commission as paid, and those are tied in through how you have it set up when you actually set the individual user up, whether you want to use that function or not. So once again, this has been a tutorial on the Payroll homepage, and you find that page from the main switchboard under System Liabilities to the Payroll homepage. And then once you land on that page, again, you have a lot of links at the top, and you have where you can mark invoices as to be paid, to be included into payroll. You can do your payroll calculation in this field. You can search your payroll, prior payroll, and also all of your withholdings out of this field. And you can also finish invoices down here if that's part of how you have that set up. So once again, thanks for choosing Adilas.